Alright, so now we are going to assemble our acetone flush reservoir. So the first thing we'll do is take this 1x4 to 28 3x3 3x32 inch lower barb adapter and screw it into one of our ports. Then we'll block one of our ports using the Delrin plug. Now we have our 1 meter long PTFE tubing. We have our plug and our nut. And the way we attach it to this reservoir is by first putting the tubing in the nut like this and then putting the ferrule in. But we will not constrict the ferrule like we do normally. So the first thing we'll do is just push the tubing into our reservoir, and then we will push the tubing all the way till it reaches the bottom here. You can see you want it to reach the bottom. Now that it's reached the bottom, you just hold the tubing in place and just screw everything in. Everything is hand tightened, as you can see. And now we've attached our reservoir to PTFE tubing. Now we have 1.5 meters of our Tygon tubing, and we will attach this tubing to our 3x32 barb fitting like this. Just push it all the way in. And we will route this Tygon tubing through the back of our Starlight container. So just like this. So I've routed it through the back here, and now it's hanging over here. Next, I'll attach this Tygon tubing to our assembled fitting here. So now we can connect our push connect pneumatic tubing directly to our reservoir. So let's cut a small section of our pneumatic tubing for this. Let's connect our push connect to this pneumatic tubing. So we have a nice seal. Now we will label our pneumatic tubing as Acetone Flush. This way we know this goes directly to our flush reservoir. Let's connect our acetone flush reservoir to the house air supply and make sure every connection is good. So we'll first remove our pressure controller pneumatic supply. Of course, make sure the pressure is 0 before you disconnect any fittings. So we'll disconnect, connect the acetone flush, make sure it's tight. So let's close this end with our finger, and then we can turn the house air on. So you can see the gas is coming out from here, and if I seal it with my finger, there's no hissing sound, there's no noise coming from the system, which means there are no leaks, and the O-ring, gasket, everything is keeping everything airtight. So next step, we will make sure the acetone can come out, and this will also prime our tubing here to make sure there's no dust inside. But first, let's close our house air supply. So we'll load HPLC grade acetone into our reservoir first. So let's take an empty 50 ml tube, and we can pour acetone in there. Now we will replace the 50 ml tube in this reservoir. Put it over here. Try not to get the liquid at the bottom of the cap. You don't want to wet the gasket. Keep it dry. And now we have this empty 50 ml tube. We can just put it over here, and then the other end of the PTFE tubing can go inside, and we can secure it in place with some tape. Let's use some tape to secure the PTFE tubing temporarily. And then when we turn the pressure on, the liquid should go inside this 50 ml, empty 50 ml tube. So let's turn the pressure on and see if it works. It's working. Just let all the liquid flow through, and then wait for a minute to let the air dry the inside of the PTFE tubing. So it seems like our reservoir is empty. Let's turn off the air pressure. Now we will remove the PTFE tubing from the acetone, and then dispose of this acetone as hazardous waste, whatever the correct waste management procedure is for your university. Follow that. Do not throw this down the sink.